Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Know Your Promoter. Today we have with us Vishal Gupta, who is the promoter, chairman, and managing director for MaxVolt Energy with us, and the IPO is closing tomorrow on 14th of February. So we just wanted to talk to Vishal to understand about the company, his vision and plan to bring the company public. So maybe with that, Vishal, just wanted to hand it over to you and check with you what is the business that you are in? What is the market? TAM, if you could just talk about that, that would be super helpful to begin with.
Hi Manish, thank you. Thank you for inviting for this interview. So we are we are into manufacturing of lithium battery packs, and lithium battery packs and reusability and repurpose of lithium battery packs. So this is what the business we are into. So right now our market is towards the majorly dealer network which we are working for, and we are expanding towards the OEM network as well. And in terms of the market size, so it's a pretty big and pretty good market size. And as you know, like government is promoting a lot and giving a better push to the market. So yeah, it's a big market size. So it is somewhere around like till 2024, it is around like a $7 billion market, and it is by 2030, it will be around like $30 billion market for the whole battery pack size.
Got it. And I was saying that you majorly sell through a distributor network, right? And the OEM presence has been limited at like 15% of your of your capacity is sold through OEMs, right? You said that you plan to go into OEMs as well, but like if you could just talk about what is the specific incentive for distributors, etc., to sell your product versus, let's say, another company's product? Like, what is your moat in a way? And then also talk about the process production of these batteries. What all, other than the assembling, is there a specific moat or a specific IP that you guys do? And just walk us through the process, that would be helpful.
Sure. So in particular, first of all, in terms of differentiation or like the mode you asked for, so yes, as we all know, like cells are not getting manufactured in India itself. So that is the one thing which needs to be imported by anyone who's into this manufacturing thing. And so yes, we import cells, but if you look into it, the BMS which we have is in house. So which is a major core and critical components of the battery. So that manages the whole battery pack, and apart from it, all the products apart from cell, everything is localized. So we can say like cell is the one which we are importing and everything else is localized. So that is the one thing. Coming to the why we do it through the dealer and distributor network. So basically, what happens? We have around 30% of the OEM revenue. Like out of our revenue, we have around 30% from OEM. But the 70% which we come from the dealer market is having a like an important prospect, because when we started, that we are not a that cash rich company. So that is why we took out to the dealer route, because it comes like we don't have to get our money stuck with the OEMs, because ultimately OEMs is having a credit line of around 75 days, 90 days. So that is why it took a lot of time to get the money into the circulation, or a lot of money requires in the circulation. And apart from it, as you know, we import cells, so cells have a bigger chunk which needs to be get into. So that is why we have to manage a cycle of around, including the OEM's credit, is around like 6 months. So that is why we took the dealer distributor route. So, and how feasible and how long it can go up to. So as you know, like Exide, Amaron, Okaya, they are having lakhs of dealers. So there's just one thing which I need to add. So MaxVolt is a battery company basically. So our primer business comes from EVs as of now. Yes, because it is a growing market. But yes, we have started to other market as well, like energy storage. And as I said, we are doing repurpose and reuse recycling as well. So we are buying battery packs from the market, and we are reusing them, and we are using in the applications which doesn't have high current withdrawal. So these are the business models that we have. So coming back to the question again, sorry, I got a different pathway to that. So we took dealer network because we don't have to stuck our working capital for long. So that is why we as soon as we start growing, so now we are going for the IPO, which is going to be like down the line by 19th, it will be listed. So that is the agenda when we move towards the OEM. So we post IPO, yes, we have plans to get into the bigger OEMs as well. So that is the thing which is going on.
Understood. Maybe Rohit,
Thanks,
do you want
Vishal.
to go ahead? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just double click on two, three things that you said, which will be very helpful for our viewers. I think one is you spoke about the battery management system. Can you help
Right.
listeners understand what that is? What is the technology that goes behind a battery management system? What is the inherent IP in it? Is that something anyone can create, or is there something unique that you make for each of your clients that is customized? Just help people understand what is this battery management system.
So battery management system is one of the critical core components of the battery. So whenever a battery is manufactured, so it requires a battery management system to manage the whole battery. How much current you want, how much current is the maximum you can withdraw. So these all every cell is balanced or every cell isn't balanced. So these are kind of features which are maintained by the BMS. So our BMS, so the BMS which we have designed is based on an active balancer based BMS. So in terms of a differentiation, when it comes to a long run of a battery pack life, so it helps the battery pack to be stable and have a better performance in long run. Secondly, like BMS is the one thing which needs a core competency in technology basically. So it is a kind of core like electrical PCB product which you have to code in it and you have to manage it. So that is like I cannot say that everyone can do it, but yes, it takes time and it takes effort and it takes understanding basically. So ultimately, what happen if you so it, like I'll give you a brief example. So before 2022, June 2022, there are n number of battery manufacturers. And in June 2022, government came up with AS 156. And I can say like 90% of the unregularized or unorganized players in the battery manufacturing left out because they don't have that kind of norms which can be followed. So that is the one thing. So following it under norms is the one thing which we are prima focused on battery by. And yes, BMS is the one critical core component which is not done by everyone itself.
Understood. So this is the product that, or this is the part of the battery that allows you to have a bit of a moat and have some, I'd say, differentiation in your product compared to a lot of peers. Because I'm assuming the cells are imported, the
Yes.
assembly process will be more or less, sort of standard, but it's the BMS that creates the differentiator. I
So
hope
no,
that is, yeah.
exactly not, but yes, in assembly. So basically, it is not exactly the assembly which we can say. So there are multiple prospects. You have to design according to the client's requirement. You have to compile the battery and BMS with the scooter of the customer as well. Because every OEM is having its own protocols. So in terms of the protocols, you have to compile it with the customers or the OEM's protocol, and then the battery will be utilized. Secondly, designing, development, plus coming to the like the production part. So there are many companies who are manufacturing the cells, but in terms of the service, ultimately this is a product plus service based market. So in terms of the product,
Mm,
so as long as your product is manufactured on a very niche parameters, so it is having a very less chances of getting serviced back again and again. So
mm,
we can proudly say that our service ratio in terms of wire level issues is less than 3%. And in terms of the cell level issues, it only less than 1%. So why it is so? Because we are very niche on our parameters and we are very niche on the quality as well. So how we procure, it is not like we can procure from any vendor or any specific trader or something. We have specific vendors, we have a specific agreement with them, we give them our own parameters, they manufacture cells accordingly, then we do a third party QC over there, then we bring cells whenever the cells comes to our factory, we check every single cell, then it will be grouped, then it will be parametered, and then it will be come into a battery pack. So these all are the things which we take care to have a long run and sustainable battery pack.
understood. Just I want to double click on the R&D piece because I'm sure that is very important for a business like yours. Can you help us understand how large your R&D team is? What kind of product innovations you're doing? Is it more on the BMS side or is it on new types of batteries? Just help all of us understand that.
So we have around like 8 people of in the R&D. So I takes care of the complete technology part, complete technology and procurement. I takes care of whether it is production, R&D, testing. Everything is done is taken care by me. So we have 8 people right now in the R&D. So our focus is towards, as I said, we are a battery company. Our initial revenue was coming from the EV. but yes, we are expanding ourselves. So we have three teams in R&D basically. One is working towards the like the two-wheeler, three-wheeler battery enhancements, problems what we are getting from the market, and what other enhancement or what are the upgradations we can do in the product. This is the one team which is working on. In the second team, we are working towards the energy storage segment. So as of now, we do around 100 kilowatt of solution, and as you have seen, like government is promoting it a lot. So we are moving ourselves to megawatt level project as well. In the third, we have our third team is working towards the recycling and reusability thing which I told you. So in that particular prospect, yes, we don't have the recycling plant as of now, but we are doing the reusability already itself. It covers a certain amount of revenue on a certain amount of revenue out of the business which we do. So that team is working towards like how we can extract the best materials out of the cell so that it can be
Mm.
reused, repurposed, recycled, and refined, and then again reused for cell manufacturing. So these are the three teams that we have.
Okay, so the recycling piece, the idea is to manufacture cells, or is it to take components from existing batteries and build another battery? Just again to help us understand.
So it has two parts basically, recycling and reusability. So we are the only company who's offering buyback on lithium battery packs in India itself. So as you
Okay.
went out for the lead acid battery, so you can get a very easy buyback. You have to pay the differential only. But in
Mm.
lithium, there is no buyback as of now. So we are the first company who introduced this. So what we do, for example, the stationary applications, you for your camera backup, for your toy applications, we serve a lot of batteries. And whatever the residual left, because 100% cannot be utilized again in a battery pack. So
Mm.
whatever the residual left, we supply them to the recyclers as of now. But yes, as you have seen our DRHP, so we are coming up with our own recycling plant as well. So the ultimate agenda behind this, in long run, yes, to get into the cell manufacturing. But yes, we have phases for that. As of now, in the third phase, we are. So in the third phase, we are setting up on recycling plant. In the fourth phase, we are planning to work as a refiner. So, and in the fourth phase, in the fifth phase, basically, we can move out to the cell manufacturing as well. But yes, it is a
Got
game
it.
of like 5 to 7 years, we can say.
Understood. That's the vision. But initially, it is
Yes,
mostly about just recycling and extracting certain materials.
exactly, exactly.
Understood. Understood. So maybe a good follow-on question is, I know you guys have a certain amount of capex, certain amount of capacity. You're
Right.
raising the funds to set up more capacity. It includes, expanding your current facilities plus this recycling plant. Just paint a
Exactly.
picture of your current capacity, what kind of revenue your current capacity can generate, what is a new capacity, how fast will that capacity go live, and then you can talk a little bit about what the potential of the recycling piece also is.
So, in terms of the current revenues, as we incorporated in May 2019, so our revenue doubled almost every year. So we have done a growth of more than 100% every year. So as if I give a brief about the revenues which we have closed so far. So in March 20, we closed our books at 1.14 crores. In March 21, we closed at 2.53 crores. In March 23, we closed at 6.14 crores. March 23, we closed at 13.18 crores. And March 24, we closed at 48.5 crores. And this year, till December, we have done 70 crores. And by the end of this financial year, we are planning to somewhere around like 110 to 115 crores, which is already like planned and everything is accordingly we are going for. So our current capacity is around like 6,000 batteries a month, and we are running on a capacity of around like we can say 90 to 95% in the current plant. So as you know, like in manufacturing, if it is going beyond 80%, so you are overutilizing everything.
Yeah.
So yes, we are expanding the current plant. We already have an established plant, so just we have to add on the machines and some load for the machinery. And then in next 6 months post IPO, so we are expecting in 6 to 8 months that our plant expansion will be done, and the capacity will get doubled to around 12,000 batteries a month.
Got it.
And in DRHP, as we have declared three things. One is the plant expansion, another one is the recycling, and third one is the energy storage plant. So we are looking energy storage as a totally different market, and we already started doing business in that as well. We are selling like home application batteries, inverter batteries to the dealers and distributors. as well, and we are moving towards the megawatt level project also. So that is why we are putting our own ESS plant. And in the recycling terms, yes, we are going to set up it in like, so as of now, the in terms of the revenue, so recycling counters around like 4 to 5% for this financial year, and in next 2 years we are looking as it will be countering around like 10 to 12% of our overall revenue in next 2 to 3 years from recycling itself.
So for recycling, the material that you get after you recycle, is that something that will go back into your own batteries, or is that something you will sell out into the market? So that would be almost like a standalone separate business.
These both are going to happen. So
Okay.
whatever, as I told you, like whatever we can use, it will be used in the stationary application, and what can't be used, it will be went out to the recycling and can be used further as a refiner to sell to the cell manufacturing again.
Understood. And the idea is that it would help you reduce your margins. Is that the core reason, or is there any other reason to go into this recycling business?
So ultimately,
Improve
if
your
you look,
margins.
yeah, it is for improving the margins first of all. So ultimately, it will have a very healthy margin. Secondly, when it comes to the recycling, the ultimate agenda is we are working towards developing a circular economy basically. If you look into it, whatever is happening in China, they are working on the same scenario. They start from mining, and they complete their cycle at recycling. So that is, we are not moving
Hmm.
towards mining, but yes, we are moving towards recycling to do that complete circular economy. So that is the major agenda and focus that we have.
Understood. Are there any government incentives, SOPs that you might get? I understand the industry is now getting PLIs for, say, cell manufacturing, which is probably a niche that we're not there yet. But as MaxVolt, is there any government level benefits that you see or that you're able to take advantage of today?
So, like as of now, we are having IGCR benefits from government. So it is like that we have a 50% rebate on the lithium cell import duty as of now. But
Okay.
as we government is coming up with incentives and PLI for recycling as well.
Hmm.
So yes, once it comes up, so we have the plant ready as well. So definitely we will get that benefit from government side as well.
Got it. Understood. So I'll ask a couple of questions on the numbers just to sort of wrap up. I think one is just on the margins. I think overall you operated fairly healthy margins. I think 10, 11% PAT,
Yeah.
11 plus percent PAT margin. Is that sustainable? I know you said that you're operating at very, very high utilization right now. Is that likely to normalize downwards over time, or do you think this is something you can maintain? Just help us understand how to understand margins in this space.
So, Rohit, we are in the expansion mode basically. So, in long run, it will get better because we are introducing the recycling first of all. So, as I said, recycling and reusability is having a pretty good margins and a pretty healthy margin. So, yes, in long run, these margins will get better. So, our target is to get around like 15% of the PAT value in next like 4 to 5 years.
Understood. It's a related question just on the cash flows of the business. I know you guys are in hyper growth, and I've seen the
Yeah.
balance sheet, and I've seen that you guys are also adding a lot of inventory and stuff. But just understand or help us understand the cash flows of the business. Quite negative right now. Is it likely to be negative for some more time? Is the focus on growth, or do you think you will be able to start generating some cash in the business too? Because I understand you have not actually raised these funds for working capital. So I
Exactly.
presume you have other source for for how you'll fund your working capital needs. So just help us understand how you think about the working capital and the cash flows of this business.
So, like as per the NSE guidelines, Rohit, we are already cash flow positive. Otherwise, we won't be able to get listed on the NSE itself. So,
Okay.
past 3 years, we are already cash flow positive. But yes, like we have to manage the inventory on a higher level. The reason is like as we are based on the major core component, which is a cell, is majorly imported. So that is why it took around like the total cycle we have to manage is a 4 month basically. So if I want to sell 10 crores a month, so somewhere I have to manage an inventory of around like 25 to 30 crores. So that my every month pipeline will be smooth line. So that is the one thing which increases our inventory ratios basically.
Understood. Understood. Uh, if you had to just say, there are some risks to this business. Like, what do you think are the biggest things you think could derail this business, or, make it hard for you to achieve the projected growth? Like, what is it that investors should keep in mind?
So, in terms of the market, so the potential is very huge, to be very honest. So every businesses have its own pros and cons. So as of now, the cell is not getting manufactured in India. So if there's anything happens between India and China, so ultimately it impact the supply chain. So then we have to move out to the other countries like Korea, Japan. So somewhere these increase the cost basically ultimately, which will impact the margins. And as you have seen, like the dollar impact is going on here itself, like the dollar which was trading on like 83, 84 past to 1 month. Now it has come up to 88 USD per IN, sorry, 88 INR per USD. So these are the somewhere the
Hmm.
impacts which ultimately hits the kind of PAT and something PAT and GPs basically, because the
Correct.
four rupees a dollar impact which we have got into like hardly in a
Hmm.
month or 1.5 month tenure. So yes, these
Hmm.
are the kind of risk which a bit so that is why the government is focusing a lot to get into the cell manufactured in India. So that is the things
Hmm.
which needs to be taken care by. But yes, in
Got
terms of
it.
the market, the potential is very huge. And if you can see, like the battery market is going to be $100 billion market, and like by 2035 maximum.
Understood. Understood. And I just want to end with, at least from my side, one last question. Maybe Manish might have one at the end, but just can you just tell us a little about yourself, how you got into this business, and what is your vision? Like, why did you do this, and where do you want to take this?
So I'll give so I'll tell what my backgrounds come. So I comes from a mechanical engineering background. So I did my BTech from Manav Bharati University in 2016, and post that I'm having specialization from IIT Delhi in electric vehicles. So my core comes from the battery itself. So I was working with a solar panel cleaning robot manufacturing company. So I was taking care of the battery division. So it was in 2017.
Hmm.
So yeah, it so at that point of time, it was a pre new technology, we can say. The lithium comes up in like 2014, 2015 in India itself. So yes, it was a pre niche technology, you can say. So we were facing a lot of issues like the product issues, the service issues, the quality issues. So we came up like there's a lot of gap in the market, and like all the other co-founders like Satyen ji, like Bhuvneshwar ji and Sachin ji is like we came up with the idea. We are kind of Sachin ji, I'm cousin brother of Sachin ji. So Bhuvneshwar ji is his friend, family friend, so since long. So then we came up with the idea. We settled down and we look into it, what we can do. So in 2018 we took like in post half mid of 2018 we took 6 months for like the market research, what exactly the market is, what we can do, and where are the prospects which we can go for. So that is the one thing. So then we came up into it ki, like let's get into this business. Then we incorporated ourselves in May 2019. 9th May 2019 is the incorporation day. Then we develop the product. Then we move forward to the OEM sales as well initially. Then we look out ki, like a dealer and distributor is a major market which we can get into. And government also parallelly government get a good line guideline like that you can have like batteries which are certified by government like ICAT, ARAI, and NATRAC. You can use those batteries directly to the dealer. Dealer is not bound to buy batteries from the OEM itself. So this is the one thing which gave us a better push. Plus the aftermarket is already started to come into. So that is overall the market agenda and my background comes from.
Got it. And any vision that you have for the next 5 years, 10
So
years, where do you want to take this business?
So, like in next like 5 years, we are looking forward to cell manufacturing. As I said, we are working towards the complete circular economy. So that is the ultimate agenda. We can be a raw material supplier to like the companies who are coming as a cell manufacturing in India, or we can
Hmm.
be itself a cell manufacturer in future prospects. So yes, we are having
Got
those
it.
agendas in long run.
Very, very good to see. Very good to see the future that you want to help make. Manish, anything from your side, finally?
Yep. Yep. Thank you so much, Rohit. Thank you, Vishal, for taking out the
Thank
time today.
you.
Nothing specific from my
My
side in
pleasure.
terms of questions. Just want to highlight that the IPO is closing on 14th of February. So definitely just want to tell all the potential listeners and investors of the company, potential investors of the company, to do their due diligence, go through the RHP, and then take an informed call to apply or not apply for the issue. Thank you so much, Vishal, for talking to us today. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you, Rohit, for your time. Thank you
Thanks,
so much.
Vishal. All the
Pleasure
best. All
talking
the
to you.
best.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.